Now, so up to this we covered what is the main purpose of generics. Is it clear, right? So can you spell out what is the main purpose of generics? To provide a type safety and to resolve typecasting problems. For that purpose we can go for generics concept, right? Now that terminology is clear. Now how we can provide type safety? Sir, can you explain with an example how we can provide type safety and how we can resolve typecasting problems? So can you explain with an example, like just if I can take array list L is equal to new array list. Sir, can you tell is it type safe or not? Can I? For this array list we can add. For this array list we can add any type of object and hence it is not type safe. And compulsory at the time of retrieval we have to perform what? Typecasting. Typecasting is the mandatory, right? But if we consider, sir, my requirement is to hold only string type of object. I want to hold only string type of object. How to create generic version of array list object? Just observe this one. Sir, array list of string. Array list of string. L is equal to new array list of string. Array list of string L is equal to new array list of string. Have you observed? For this array list of string, for this array list of string, we can add only string type of object. By mistake, if you are adding any other type, compiler will give left and right. Okay, this is just observe. Sir, I am taking L dot add of Durga. No problem at all. Acceptable or not? Yes, valid. L dot add of Ravi. Okay, valid. No issue at all. Now, L dot add of new integer of 10. L dot add of new integer of 10. Is it valid or invalid? Invalid. Immediately compiler will give left and right. Simple it's gone. You told L is what type? Array list of string type. For array list of string type, how you can add integer? Like immediately compile time error by default we are going to get. Do you know? So here this is the compile time error, right? I hope you people can aware clearly, right? So compile time error. Then by seeing that compile time error, I can correct the mistake whatever I did. Then immediately L dot add Shiva by default I can take. So by using this new syntax, sir, array list of string. By using this new syntax, can I get type safety or not? Yes, because for this array list of string we can add only string type of objects. By mistake, if you are adding any other type, compile time error we are going to get. Is nothing more. By using this new syntax we are getting type safety, right? Are you able to understand? So how can you explain how we are getting type safety with an example? Just normal array list, generic version of array list. Just observe this one at this point. For example, to hold only string type of objects. For example, to hold only string type of objects. For example, to hold only string type of objects. To hold only string type of objects, we can create. For example, to hold only string type of objects, we can create generic version of array list object. We can create generic version of array list object. Generic version of array list object as follows. Generic version of array list object as follows. Okay, take this line. Array list of string L is equal to new array list of string. Array list of string L is equal to new array list of string. New array list of string. Better to take within the box. Only take this line, don't take any other. Okay, add. For this array list, we can add, for this array list we can add, for this array list we can add only string type of objects. For this array list we can add only string type of objects, only string type of objects, only string type of objects. By mistake, if we are trying to add, by mistake if we are trying to add any other type, by mistake if we are trying to add any other type, then we will get compile time error, then we will get compile time error, then we will get compile time error, we will get compile time error. Okay, yeah. L dot add of example, add these are things. L dot add of Durga, L dot add of Durga valid, L dot add of Ravi valid, L dot add of Durga valid, L dot add of Ravi valid. Next, L dot add of new integer of 10, L dot add of new integer of 10, immediately compile time error. So what compile time error I will explain soon, but at this stage not that much meaningful. Next, L dot add of Shiva like. Are you able to understand? So can I use the term hence through generics? Sir, through this new syntax we are getting type safety, correct or not? Sir, this array list also can hold only string type of objects, that guarantee you can provide. That's why through generics we are getting type safety. Add hence through generics, hence through generics, through generics we are getting, hence through generics we are getting type safety, hence through generics we are getting type safety, through generics we are getting type safety. Okay, that's all. I hope you people can aware clearly, right? Okay, this is what is the purpose, what is the purpose of, I mean what is the advantage of this new syntax, right? Now second thing, have you observed, have you remembered the main objectives of generics are, one is type safety, second problem is what? Typecasting problem. Now observe this one. Sir, here I added string object, array list of string, I added string object. Now I want to retrieve elements. Sir, string name 1 is equal to, string name 1 is equal to, so here I am taking L dot get of 0. Sir, I am not performing typecasting. Observe how the compiler is going to consider. Pass L is what type? L is what type? L is array list of string type. L is array list of string type. Array list of string can hold which type of objects? Only string type. So this L dot get of 0 means first element in that array list of string always a string type. There is a guarantee. Sir, it is always a string type, then automatically directly we can assign to the string variable, no problem at all. So here typecasting required or not required? Typecasting is not required. Typecasting is not required, is nothing but like you should aware. So through generics we are solving, is nothing but we can overcome typecasting problem. Clear, right? Because there is a guarantee for the type of element, that's why typecasting is not required. Okay, add next up. At the time of retrieval, we are not required to perform. At the time of retrieval we are not required to perform typecasting. At the time of retrieval we are not required to perform typecasting. Okay, here this example, array list of string L, total thing once again. Example, array list of string L is equal to new array list of string L dot add of Durga dot string name 1 is equal to L dot get of 0. String name 1 is equal to L dot get of 0. So typecasting required or not required? Typecasting not required. Typecasting is not required. Is not required. Like completed, I hope. So not required to keep any explanation, right? Typecasting is not required. Can I expect have you got it right? Okay. Now the next terminology. Here see. So through generics we can solve what typecasting problem. Add through generic syntax. Hence through generics. Generics. We can solve typecasting problem. And so through generics we can solve typecasting problem. Through generics we can solve typecasting problem. That's all. Completed for you people, right? Okay, this is. Now the next example. Take a bit very special care about this one. Okay, next point. Sir, maybe a chance to ask in the entire room. Sir, we have array list L is equal to new array list. We have array list L is equal to new array list is there. Okay. Array list of string L is equal to array list of string L is equal to new array list of string. Array list of string L is equal to new array list of string. Okay, like. Sir, what is the difference between these two things? Array list L is equal to new array list. Array list of string L is equal to new array list of string. What is the difference? So can you spell out what are the differences between these two lines? So this one is generic version or non-generic version? Non-generic version. Non-generic version of array list object. Sir, what about this one? Is it a generic version or non-generic version? This one, generic or non-generic? It is generic version of array list object. Generic version of array list object. Next, here see. Sir, for this array list, we can add any type of objects. Correct or not? Normal array list. For this, we can add any type of object. That's why it is not type safe. Okay. But for this array list, we can add only string type. That's why this one is type safe. That's why this one is the type safe. Next, third one. At the time of retrieval, sir, at the time of retrieval, compulsory we have to perform typecasting because there is no guarantee for the type of elements present inside array list. That's why here typecasting required or not required? Typecasting is required. But at the time of retrieval, is it required to perform typecasting? No, typecasting is not required. Typecasting is not required like this one. I hope you people can able to understand, right? Okay, this is sir, normal array list, generic version of array list. What is the difference? Maybe a chance to ask. First, take the table. Take the table. Array list L is equal to new array list. Array list of string L is equal to array list of string L is equal to new array list of string. Array list L is equal to new array list. Array list of string L is equal to new array list of string. Completed, right? At the point. First point. It is a non-generic version of array list object. It is a non-generic version of array list object. Non-generic version of array list object. Array list object. Other side. It is a generic version of. It is a non-generic version of array list object. It is a generic version of array list object. It is a generic version of array list object. Generic version of array list object. Next, second point. Generic version of array list object. Okay, first point is that clear. Next, for this array list, we can add. For this array list, we can add any type of object. For this array list, we can add any type of object. For this array list, we can add any type of object. Any type of object, and hence it is not type safe. And hence it is not type safe. It is not type safe. Not a type safe. Not type safe. Other side. For this array list, we can add. For this array list, we can add. We can add only string type of objects. We can add only string type of objects. And hence it is a type safe. Type safe. Next, here. Now, typecasting is required or not required? Typecasting required at the time of retrieval. Compulsory. At the time of retrieval, compulsory typecasting is required. Compulsory, we have to perform typecasting. At the time of retrieval, compulsory, we have to perform typecasting. Next, other side. At the time of retrieval, we are not required to perform typecasting. At the time of retrieval, we are not required to perform typecasting. That's all. Completed, right? So these are the things what you people should aware clearly, right? Okay. Next one. So what is the difference between normal array list and a generic version of array list? You people should aware. Next, the part of introduction. Just there are two conclusions I have to talk. Keep subheading conclusion 1. Yes, so there are just two conclusions are there. Observe this one. So somewhere in the whoops we covered one point. Have you remembered? Polymorphism concept. We covered in the whoops concept somewhere. Polymorphism. Usage of parent reference to hold child object. Can I use the term? Is it polymorphism or not? Usage. Yes or no? Usage of parent reference to hold child object. Sir, only one reference, but multiple runtime objects. Is nothing but it's a polymorphism only. Now observe. Sir, I am taking array list of string. Array list of string. L is equal to new array list of string. Just now I am taking. Just now we took this one. Array list of string L is equal to new array list of string. But before continuing this one, just observe. Let me explain one small. Sir, we have collection is there, and for the child is nothing but which one? List is there. For the list, next array list is there, linker list is there, vector is there, and then stack is there. Sir, now I want to create. Sir, list L is equal to new array list. List L is equal to new array list, or list L is equal to new linker list, or new vector, or new stack. New vector or new stack. Sir, can you tell? We can use the same list reference to hold either array list object or linked list object or vector object or stack object. What is this concept, Anna? Polymorphism concept. Correct or not? Okay, in the oops concept I spell out. Use the parent reference to hold any child object. Is the concept of polymorphism only. Now observe this one. Sir, here L is what type? L is what type? Array list of string type. Sir, this array list is called base type. Sir, L is basically what type? L is basically what type? Array list type. Next, what is this one, Anna? String. This string is parameter type. This string is by default considered as what? Parameter type. Sir, L is array list type, base type, and the string is what type? Parameter type. Completed, right? Okay, this is. Sir, now instead of array list, why don't you take parent list? Is it possible or not? Yes. Now observe this one. Sir, I am taking instead of array list, list of string L is equal to new array list of string. Valid or not? Array parent reference can be used to hold child object. Valid or not? Polymorphism. So perfectly valid, no problem at all. Sir, instead of list, we can take its parent also. Which one is the parent? Collection of string. Collection of string L is equal to new array list of string. Valid or not? Valid, no problem at all. Okay. Now, so why don't you apply polymorphism concept for parameter type also? Sir, we are applying for the base type. Array list, for the array list you are taking, collection you are taking. Why don't you apply for parameter type also? Now I am taking array list of object, because which one is the parent of string? Object. Array list of object L is equal to new array list of string. Array list of object L is equal to new array list of string. Do you know? If I can take like this, compiler will give left and right, because polymorphism concept applicable only for the base type but not for parameter type. Regarding for the type parameter, we can't apply polymorphism concept. By mistake, if you are applying, compile time error we are going to get. Sir, here we are taking string. Compulsory here also we should take string only. Sir, here we are taking object. Compulsory here also you should take object only. Do you know what compile time error we are going to get? Okay, incompatible types. Incompatible types. Incompatible type found. Sir, incompatible type found array list of string. Found array list of string required. Found array list of string required array list of object. Found array list of string required array list of object. Are you able to understand, right? Okay, this is, make sure you people should have clear clarity, right? Okay, any explanation is required about this one, Anna? Okay, this is. So polymorphism concept applicable only for base type but not for parameter type. Clear for all of you, right? Okay, at this point. Conclusion 1. Polymorphism concept applicable. Polymorphism concept applicable only for the base type. Polymorphism concept applicable only for the base type. Only for the base type but not for parameter type. Only for the base type but not for parameter type. Applicable only for the base type but not for parameter type. But not for parameter type. But not for parameter type. Parameter type. Okay, that's all. So within bracket, just spell out what is polymorphism. Within bracket, usage of parent reference. Usage of parent reference to hold a child object. Usage of parent reference to hold a child object. Usage of parent reference to hold a child object. To hold a child object. Child object is the concept of usage of parent reference to hold child object is the concept of polymorphism. Is the concept of polymorphism. Polymorphism. Usage of parent reference to hold child object is the concept of polymorphism. Okay, take this example. Array list of string L is equal to array list of string L is equal to new array list of string array list of string L, new array list of string. Next, list of string L is equal to new array list of string. Next, collection of string L is equal to new array list of string. Next one. So take clearly. So and better to highlight which one is the base type and which one is the parameter type. Array list of object L is equal to new array list of string. Array list of object L is equal to new array list of string. Can you tell what will happen? Compile time error we are going to get saying incompatible types found array list of string required array list of object. Found array list of string required array list of object. Clear for you people anyway. Okay, any explanation is required? This is the conclusion one. Make sure. So polymorphism concept applicable only for the base type but not for parameter type. This is the conclusion one. Next one, here see. Second conclusion, it's also very important conclusion. Here see. First let me show this compile time error, right? Now 1 minute. Let me go for yes. Let me show this compile time error anyway. Okay. Here I am taking just observe this one. Sir, I am taking class test. Okay, class test. So import java.util.star. Import java.util.star. Okay. Now my target is, sir, I am taking array list of string L is equal to new array list of string. Array list of string L is equal to new array list of string. Let me save this code as test.java. Are you getting? Array list of string L is equal to new array list of string. Can you tell is it valid or not? Perfectly valid, no problem at all. Here let me go to my location. Array list of string L is equal to new array list valid. Okay, Java C test.java valid, right? No problem at all. Now I am taking array list of, okay, here instead of array list let me take list. Valid or not? List valid, no problem at all. Sir, instead of list let me take collection. Let me take collection of string is nothing but like. Okay, so valid. Next, instead of here just I am taking array list only, right? Here see array list only, but here instead of string let me take object. Valid or invalid? Invalid. Immediately compile time error we are going to get. Have you observed? Incompatible types found array list of string but required java.util.array list of object. Have you observed the difference, right? So immediately compile time error we are going to get saying incompatible types. Any explanation is required? Okay, that's all. Next, let me go for conclusion 2. Second conclusion, observe. Sir, I am taking array list. Legend this one. Array list. X is equal to new array list here like this. Sir, can you tell here which thing we can take? Any class name, array list of string, array list of integer, array list of student, array list of customer, array list of runnable. We can take any class or interface name, we can take, no problem at all. But can I take primitive type? Is either collection can hold primitives, no, collection can hold only objects but not primitives. That's why array list of int I'm taking, x is equal to array list of int. If I can take like this, immediately compile time error by default we are going to get. Are you getting? Immediately compile time error by default we are going to get, because array list can't hold primitives. Okay, this directly you are telling, boss, this is the array list of int type, this is the array list of integer type, meaningful. Array list of int type, compile time error saying unexpected type. Have you observed? Unexpected type found int, unexpected type found int required reference. Reference is nothing but object type, like required reference, like compile time error you are going to get. So for the type parameter, we can take any class or interface name but not primitive. By mistake, if you are trying to take primitive, immediately compile time error we will get. Any explanation is required? Okay, this add. Conclusion 2. First, listen. Let me show this one, and then you can take. Sir, array list of int, a new array list of int. Now 2 times compile time error. Have you observed? Here see, what that compile time error? Unexpected type. Have you observed? Unexpected type found int required is nothing but what? Reference. Found int required reference. Okay, like at this point. At the point. Well, conclusion 2. For the type parameter, we can provide, for the type parameter we can provide any class or interface name. For the type parameter we can provide any class or interface name, any class or interface name, any class or interface name, but not primitive, primitives. For the type parameter we can provide any class or interface name but not primitives, If we are trying to provide primitive, then we will get compile time error. Error. Okay, take this example. Take this one. Array list of int x is equal to new array list of int. Array list of int x is equal to new array list of int. New array list of int. So we are going to get compile time error saying unexpected type found int required reference. Completed, right? Okay, that's all. This is the conclusion too. So there ends introduction to generics. Generics introduction is nothing but this part. So just observe, up to this whatever we covered, the basic introduction, what is the purpose of generics, what is the advantage of generics, right? I hope you people aware. Now, so you may have the doubt, whenever we are taking generic syntax, automatically we are getting type safety and we can resolve typecasting problem. Internally, what thing is happening? How we are getting type safety and how the typecasting problem resolved? Okay, internally what thing is happening? That part compulsory you people should aware. Okay, now let me explain. So internal implementation of the generics. Keep submitting. generic classes. Generic classes. Generic classes. Second part, generic classes. Classes. Okay, just observe. Until 1.4 version, sir, we are not having any generics. Until 1.4 version, how the array list class is declared? Just observe. Class array list. Class array list. This array list class contain add method. Do you know inside array list add method is there? This add method can take object as the argument. Sir, add method can take what? Object as the argument. Next, the return type of get method. Get of int index. The return type of get method is what? Object. Now observe. Until 1.4 version, how the array list class is declared? Just observe. The argument to add method is object. So just observe. Because of this bloody object argument, the argument add method is what? Object. Because of this bloody object argument, we can add any type of object to the array list. Once we can add any type of object to the array list, we are missing type safety, right? Are you getting? Sir, why old array list is not type safe? Simple reason, because of this bloody object argument, right? Are you getting? So once if a method can take object as argument, we can add any type of object to the list. Once we can add any type of object, we are missing type safety. Is it clear, right? But the return type of get method, can you tell what the return type of get method? Object. Object. So once a return type of get method is object, hence at the time of retrieval, compulsory we should perform typecasting, right? Sir, in old collections, why type safety is not there? Simple reason, because of this bloody object argument. Sir, why typecasting problem there? Just because of this object return type, right? Okay. But suddenly in the 1.5 version, generics concept came, automatically these problems by default got resolved. How internally what thing is happening, that part I will discuss. Up to this, is it clear, right? First add. Until 1.4 version, until 1.4 version, a non-generic version of array list class, a non-generic version of array list class, a non-generic version of array list class is declared. A non-generic version of array list class is declared as follows. A non-generic version of array list class is declared as follows. As follows. A non-generic version of array list class is declared as follows. Okay, add class array list. Class array list. Add of object O. Class array list add of object O. Add of object O. Next, return type of get method is what? Object. Take this one. I hope. Have you took this one, right? Now add the argument to. The argument to add method is. The argument to add method is object. The argument to add method is object. Argument to add method is object. Is object, and hence we can add, and hence we can add any type of object, and hence we can add any type of object, and hence we can add any type of object to the array list, and hence we can add any type of object to the array list. We can add any type of object to the array list. Due to this, we are missing type safety. Due to this, we are missing type safety. Due to this, we are missing type safety. So why old array list class is not type safe? The reason, because of this bloody object argument, right? Next para. The return type of get method is The return type of get method is object. The return type of get method is object. Hence at the time of retrieval, at the time of retrieval, we have to perform. Hence at the time of retrieval, we have to perform typecasting. Hence at the time of retrieval, we have to perform typecasting. Okay, that's all. Any explanation is required about this terminology? Okay, this. So make sure you people should aware what is the purpose of, I mean, why old array list is not type safe, why typecasting problem there, just because of this bloody object argument, this bloody object return type, right? Are you getting? But certainly in the 1.5 version this problem got solved. How internally what thing is happening? Simple ana. In the 1.5 version, a generic version of array list class is declared as follows anna. Here see, class array list of T. Are you getting? Class array list of T. Do you know what is this T? T is type parameter. Anna, what is the T? T is what? Type parameter. Class array list of T. T is the type parameter, right? Now yard method can take T type as the argument. Yard method can take T type as the argument. The return type of get method is T type now. Okay, so here a class with a type parameter, the new thing is nothing but type parameter came. Now yard method can take T type, and the return type of get method is nothing but T type. Based on our runtime requirement, every T will be replaced with our provided type. Best example, sir, I want to hold only string type of objects. How we can create array list object? Can you tell? I want to hold only string type. How to create array list object? Array list of string L is equal to new array list of string. Correct or not? Array list of string L is equal to new array list of string. Okay, now observe carefully. Sir, for this requirement, every T will be replaced with the string type. Based on our runtime requirement, T will be replaced with our provided type. Now for this requirement, compiler considered version of array list class is, sir, compiler considered version of array list class is every T will be replaced with, sir, every T will be replaced with what? String type. Class array list of string. Now yard method, sir, can you tell? Yard method can take which type of argument? String type. Now yard of string yes, or string T, anything, no problem. Return type of get method, int index. Return type of get method is nothing but what? String type. I hope you people can very clearly. Sir, the argument yard method is what? String. Every T will be replaced with our provided type. T will be replaced with our provided type. Now observe, sir, for this L, yard method can take which one as the argument? Only string type. That's why we can add only string type of objects. By mistake, if you are trying to add any other type, immediately compiler will give left and right. Compile time error you are going to get. Sir, the return type of get method is nothing but one? String type. Are you getting? That's why at the time of retrieval, not required to perform typecasting. Is it clear? Internally, how type safety we are getting and how we can solve typecasting problem just because of this type parameter, right? Are you getting? So now just observe meaningful error I will show. Sir, this is my array list. Now I am trying to add L dot yard of Durga. Is it a valid or not? Ayo, L dot yard of Durga valid or not? L is what type? Array list of string. Sir, in the array list of string class, yard method can take which one as argument? String type. No problem at all. Sir, valid. L dot yard of new integer of 10. Is it valid or invalid? Invalid. Immediately compile time error you are going to get. Sir, now meaningful compile time error you are going to see. Compile time error saying Sir, L dot add of. L is what type? Array list of string. In the array list of string, okay, add method can take string as the argument but not integer type. That's why cannot find a symbol. Cannot find a symbol. Which symbol? Cannot find symbol. Which symbol? Method add of. Cannot find symbol. Which symbol? Method add of java.lang.integer. Sir, there is no add method which can take integer as the argument. In which location? In which location? Class array list of string. Class array list of string. Sir, in class array list of string, there is no add method which can take integer as the argument. Like is nothing more. We are getting compile time error, right? Can I use the term because of this type parameter? Am I getting type safety or not? Yes, because we can add only string type. By mistake, if you are trying to add any other type, immediately compile time error you are going to get. Are you getting right? So how we are getting type safety? Because of this type parameter, right? Okay, clear. Next term, here legend. Sir, I want to perform typecasting. String name1 is equal to L dot get of 0. L dot get of 0. Sir, L is what type? Array list of string. In the array list of string class, return type of get method is nothing but what? String type. That's why, so we are not required to perform typecasting. Typecasting, is it required or not required? Huh? Typecasting is not required. Are you getting? Sir, old version of array list, why it is not type safe and why typecasting problem came? Just because of this object type. But a new version of array list, why typecasting is not there? Why typecasting is not required? How we are getting type safety? Just because of this type parameter, right? Are you able to understand that? Okay, this parameterized class. A class with a type parameter is nothing but generic class. Is it clear for all of you? It is the non-generic class, it is the generic class, right? Okay, add. Next para. But in 1.5 version, but in 1.5 version, a generic version of array list class, a generic version of array list class is declared. A generic version of array list class is declared as follows. A generic version of array list class is declared as follows. Generic version of array list class is declared as follows. Follows. Generic version of array list class is declared as follows. Okay, like take this one, class array list of T, only this part. Class array list of T, and what is the T? T is what? Type parameter. Better to spell out that comment also. Class array list of T. Next, add of T, type parameter. Next, the return type of get method. Return type of get method is nothing but T. Type parameter anyway. Get of index itself is the T. So only this part, don't take any other. Are you getting right? Only this part. Next, add. Based on our runtime requirement, T will be replaced with. Based on our runtime requirement, T will be replaced with our provided type. T will be replaced with our provided type. Based on our runtime requirement, T will be replaced with our provided type. Provided type. T will be replaced with our provided type. Okay. Next para. For example, to hold only string type of objects. For example, to hold only string type of objects. a generic version of array list object, a generic version of array list object, a generic version of array list object can be created. A generic version of array list object can be created as follows. A generic version of array list object can be created as follows. Follows. Okay, take this one. Array list of string L is equal to only this line. Array list of string L is equal to new array list of string. Array list of string L is equal to new array list of string. Only this line. Okay. For this requirement, compiler considered version of array list class. Compiler considered version of array list class is as follows. Compiler considered version of array list class is as follows. Compiler considered version of array list class is as follows. Okay, take this one. Every T will be replaced with what type? String type. Add class array list of string. Next, add method can take string type as the argument. The return type of get method is a string type. Class array list of string. Add method can take string type as the argument. The return type of get method is a string type. String type. Return type of get method is a string type. Can completed right? Okay, that's all. Okay, this is now here add the argument to add method is the argument to add method is string type. The argument to add method is a string type. The argument to add method is a string type. Hence we can add only string type of objects. Hence we can add only string type of objects. Only string type of objects. By mistake, if we are trying to add any other type, we will get compile time error. Okay, at that point. L dot add of Durga valid. L dot add of Durga valid. L dot add of new integer of 10. L dot add of Durga valid. L dot add of new integer of 10. New integer of 10. So immediately compile time error you are going to get. At that compile time error cannot find symbol. Which is symbol? Method add of java.lang that integer. Method add of integer. In which location? Class array list of string. Class array list of string. Completed, right? Okay, this is hence through generics we are getting type safety. Clear indication. We can add only particular type of object. Through generics we are getting type safety. Type safety. Okay, that's all completed, right? Next para. The return type of get method is, and I cannot tell what the return type of get method. Return type of get method is string. and hence at the time of retrieval, and hence at the time of retrieval, we are not required to perform typecasting. Hence at the time of retrieval, we are not required to perform typecasting. We are not required to perform typecasting. Okay, at this point, string name1 is equal to L dot get of 0. String name1 is equal to L dot get of 0. So typecasting is not required. Typecasting is not required. Typecasting is not required. That's all. Completed, right? So it is also one more point what you people should aware. Typecasting is not required. Okay, like any explanation is required about this terminology. Okay, that's all. So make sure, sir, through generics, how we are getting type safety and how the typecasting problem resolved just because of this type parameter, right? I hope is clear. Just because of this what type parameter. Sir, in generics, what we are doing? We are associating some type parameter to the class. Such a type of parameterized classes are nothing but what? Generic classes. Are you getting? So here just based on our requirement, T will be replaced with that provided type. Sir, my requirement is a list of string object. Every T will be replaced with a string. Sir, my requirement a list of integer. Then every T will be replaced with the integer. Add method reserved only for integer. Return type of get method is nothing but only integer. Like, sir, in generics, what we are doing? We are associating a type parameter to the class. Such a type of parameterized classes are nothing but generic classes. Are you getting? Just like it is a template, that's all. Template. Based on your runtime requirement, T will be replaced with our provided type. Are you getting? So don't feel generics concept is something which is new in Java. It is already there in the C++ named with templates. Have you remember templates like in C++ there is some concept. So what is that concept itself is nothing but. So this is in Java the word generics, but in the C++ the word is nothing but template. Template based on our requirement. T will be replaced with our provided type. Just it's a template, that's all. It's not fixed. Template based on, sir, my requirement array list of string. Every T will be replaced with a string type. Yeah, if my requirement array list of student, every T will be replaced with a student type. That's all. So this class acts as a template class. Is it clear? So in generics, we are associating type parameter to the class. Such a type of parameterized classes are nothing but generic classes or template classes, right? Okay, add. In generics, we are associating a type parameter. We are associating a type parameter. In generics, we are associating a type parameter to the class. We are associating a type parameter to the class. Associating a type parameter to the class. Such a type of parameterized classes. Such a type of parameterized classes. Parameterized classes are nothing but generic classes. Such type of parameterized classes are nothing but generic classes are template classes. Parameterized classes are nothing but generic classes or template classes. Template classes. Okay. Next point here is, and I make sure you people should aware. Don't feel generics concept applicable only for collections. For normal Java class also I can apply generics, no problem at all. Sir, for my test class I want to apply. For my account class, I want to apply. Based on our requirement, we can define our own generic classes also. Okay, best example here. Let me take here class account. Just a basic idea purpose ana. Class account. I'm taking account class of t like I'm taking. Sir, I want to create account object. This account object of what type? Do you know, in the accounts there are several categories are there. Gold account, silver account, platinum account like. Sir, I want to create account object of gold account type. That's why here I am taking, I want to create an object. Account of gold account. Account of gold account. A1 is equal to new account of gold account. Account of gold account. A1 is equal to new account of gold account, right? Account of, okay, so platinum account A2 is equal to new account of platinum type. New account of platinum type. Are you getting the point? Okay, this. So don't feel generics concept applicable only for collections. Even for our normal Java classes also, happily we can apply. If you want a type safety, right? Is it clear for all of you? Right? Okay, add. Based on our requirement, we can define our own. Based on our requirement, we can define our own generic classes also. Based on our requirement, we can define our own generic classes also. Our own generic classes also. Okay, take example, Anna. Take example. Class account of t. Class account of t. Next, account of gold A1 is equal to new account of gold. Account of gold A1 is equal to new account of gold. Next, account of platinum A2 is equal to new account of platinum. Account of platinum A2 is equal to new account of platinum. New account of platinum like. That's all. Are you getting? Just basic idea. Is it possible to apply generics concept for our classes or not? Just to demonstrate a basic idea. Then I will go for a simple executable program to create our own generic classes. Here just observe. Sir, I am taking, listen, this example, standard example I am taking. Sir, I am taking class gen of t. Class gen of t. Sir, can you tell what is the t? What is the t, Anna? T is what? Type parameter, right? Within this class, sir, I am taking one variable OB of type t. Sir, I am taking one variable OB of type t. Sir, can you tell OB is what type? Array, OB is what type? OB is what type? T type. T is what type? T is what type? Any type. Based on your requirement, it may be string type, integer type, any type, no problem at all. Sir, OB is a T type. T is what type? T can be any type. Now, I am taking gen of TOB. Sir, what is this one? Constructor. So, constructor is always expecting same type argument. So, this dot OB is equal to OB. Now, this OB value, I am trying to initialize with this provided value. Okay, OB. Now, sir, OB pointing to object. This object is what type? T type. T is what type? Our provided type. We don't know. Our provided type. T can be any type at runtime. Sir, now I am taking public void show method. public void show method. If I know object reference, how to print a corresponding class name? You know how to print a corresponding class name, Anna? System.out.println the type of OB plus the type of OB. If I know object reference, how to print a corresponding class name? Can you tell? OB dot get class dot get name. OB dot get class dot get name. Sir, the type of OB. If you are passing string type, then the type of OB java.lang.string. If you pass integer type, the type of OB java.lang.integer type. This is a show method, right? Sir, public get a OB method I am taking. Return OB, get OB method. Return OB. Sir, OB is what type? OB is what type? T type. That's why the return type is a T. Okay. This is a simple generic class. Very simple, Anna. Yeah. This is something like array list, class array list of T type parameter. Sir, we are declaring type parameter. Within this class, wherever type parameter is required, happily we are using. Sir, I am declaring one variable OB of type T. My constructor argument is the T type. The return type of get OB method is the T type only. Something like yard method. What is the argument yard method? T type. Next, the return type of get method. What is the return type? T type. Like. Sir, declare type parameter based on your requirement. Happily you can use. Okay. A simple generic class is nothing but like. Now, let me go for how to create an object for this class. Very simple. Legend. Sir, I am taking class test. Now, public static void main method. Public static void main method string array accept. Sir, I want to create gen object by passing string type as the argument. A gen object of string type I want to create. Then can you tell what is the way, Anna? Gen of string G1 is equal to new gen of string G1 is equal to new gen of string. Sir, constructor, have you observed? In this class, constructor can be what type? Constructor can be what type? T type. So T type means what? What type we are passing? String type. That's why, can you please pass some string object Durga like I provided. String object. Now this T will be assigned for this OB. This dot OB is equal to OB. Can you tell what is the value of OB? Durga, whatever the value we pass. Now G1 dot show method. If I can take G1 dot show method, what is the answer? The type of OB. Can you spell out what is the answer? The type of OB. What is the type, Anna? Java.lang.string type. Java.lang.string type, right? System.out.println G1 dot get OB. Sir, can you tell what is the OB value? G1 dot get OB. What is the OB value? Durga. Whatever the value we passed as the argument will become OB value. Can you tell what the answer? Durga by default. Sir, this is I created gen object for which type? String type, right? Okay. Sir, now my requirement is I want to create gen object for integer type. Now how to do? Can you spell out what is the code, Anna? Gen of integer G2 is equal to gen of integer G2 is equal to new gen of integer object must be required. That's why some 10. Okay, this primitive auto boxing is going to be happen. So some 10 I am taking. Now G2 dot show method. G2 dot show method. Can you tell what is the answer now? the type of OB. Sir, what is the type of OB? Java.lang.integer. The type of OB Java.lang.integer. System.out.println G2.getOB method. Sir, what is the value of OB? Can you spell out what is the value of OB? Itself is a 10 by default. What is the value of OB? 10 itself. Okay? A simple, this version is nothing but gen of what? Integer type. Similarly, I want to take gen of double type. G3 is equal to gen of double G3, new gen of double 10.5 like this I am taking. Gen of double G3 is equal to new gen of double 10.5 because 10.5 object is nothing but double object must be required. So G3 dot show method. G3 dot show method. Can you tell what is the answer now? If I can take show method, what is the answer? The type of OB. What is the type of OB? Java.lang.double. Next, system.out.println G3.getOB. G3.getOB. What is the answer by default we are going to get is nothing but 10.5 by default. I hope clear for all of you. Now make sure end of this one, end of this. Sir, how to create our own generic class is nothing but now the terminology is clear. So how we can create an object of that class and so on. Let me execute. So is it possible to create our own generic class or not? Yes, just I am taking a class with the type parameter. Within this class, wherever this T is required, maybe variable type, argument type, return type of a method, like happily we can use, no problem at all. Okay, now let me execute this code. Here see, just I am taking observer gen demo.java. Here see, now this example already there. Observe class gen of T OB of what type? T type. T is what type? Any type based on our runtime requirement, right? Constructor. Okay. Next, a public void show method. The type of OB dot get class dot get name. Public T get OB, return OB. Okay. Now, gen of string G1 is equal to new gen of string of Durga. G1 dot show method, G1 dot get OB. Okay, like first one. Okay. Next, gen of integer G2 is equal to new gen of integer of 10, G2 dot show, G2 dot get OB. Gen of double G3 10.5 like. Now let me execute this code. Gen demo Java C, gen demo dot Java. Next, Java gen demo. Have you observed? The type of OB Java.lang.string. What is the value of that Durga get OB method? Next, second set, the type of OB integer. What is the get OB value? 10. The type of OB double. What is the get OB value? Is nothing but 10.5. Are you able to understand? This is the simple way how to create our own generic object and how to declare our own generic class. Okay, take this example. Take clearly. Here instead of test, let me take gen demo. Class gen demo like. Very simple. Take clearly, including output also. Completed, right? Take clearly. Gen of double G3 is equal to new gen of double G3 dot show method. Like, so take clearly how to create our own generic class, how to declare and how to create an object of that class. Completed, right? Make sure better to take output also, just beside every SOP. The type of OB java.lang.string Durga. Next, the type of OB java.lang.integer 10. The type of OB java.lang.double 10.5. Completed, right? The type of OB java.lang.double 10.5. Okay, take clearly. Completed, right? Okay, that's all.